You're losing time constantly through slow decisions, overthinking simple choices while opportunities disappear, taking days to decide what should take minutes, paralyzed by fear of choosing wrong, watching decisive people act quickly and win while you deliberate and lose, and wasting irreplaceable time because you never learned that decision speed is trainable, skill not personality trait, making quick decisions possible that overthinking makes impossible. This time loss is systematically destroying your opportunities by ensuring windows close while you deliberate, destroying your competitive advantage by making you slower than decisive competitors, destroying your momentum by keeping you stuck in analysis instead of action, destroying your confidence by proving repeatedly you cannot decide quickly, and destroying your potential by guaranteeing that slow decisions compound into massive time waste, while quick decisive action creates results you'll never achieve without systematic speed training. Mastering quick decisions is not recklessness or ignoring information, but developing capacity to decide rapidly with sufficient data, not about never thinking, but about not overthinking past point of diminishing returns, and not mysterious talent, but result of specific frameworks anyone can implement. This audiobook teaches quick decision mastery through the framework for stopping time waste, the practices that enable rapid high-quality decisions, the mental models that accelerate choice-making, the speed training methods that build decision velocity, and the systematic approach to deciding quickly, making speed possible that overthinking makes permanently impossible. Stop losing time and start mastering quick decisions. Stop overthinking and start deciding rapidly. Implement speed frameworks. Embrace satisficing over perfection. Trust sufficient information. Set decision deadlines. And master quick decision-making, stopping time waste that slow deliberation guarantees through commitment, starting now. Chapter 1. Recognize that slow decisions cost more than wrong decisions. Recognizing that slow decisions cost more than wrong decisions transforms approach to decision-making because time wasted deliberating is never recovered. The speed cost principle demonstrates that every day deciding is day not executing. That slow, correct decision, often worse than fast, imperfect one, that time has opportunity cost that compounds. That wrong decisions can be corrected but lost time cannot, and that recognizing time cost makes speed priority over perfection. Most people waste time through believing more deliberation always improves outcomes, not calculating real cost of delay. Treating time as free, unlimited resource, focusing on decision quality while ignoring speed cost, and missing that slow decisions destroy more value than wrong ones. Slow decisions waste irreplaceable time. Quick decisions enable action. Decide fast or lose everything. Research on decision-making demonstrates that most decisions don't improve after sufficient information threshold. That prolonged deliberation causes analysis paralysis. That time cost of slow decisions exceeds error cost usually. That fast decisions enable learning through iteration, and that people who decide quickly make more progress. The time cost calculation involves quantifying what each day of delay costs, recognizing opportunity cost of slow decisions, understanding that deliberation time could be execution time, calculating compound cost of perpetual analysis, treating time as expensive, limited resource, and making explicit what slow decisions actually cost in real terms. The compounding cost reality means that one day delay seems small but compounds over many decisions. That slow decision pattern across life creates massive time waste. That years are lost to unnecessary deliberation. That opportunity cost multiplies through compounding. And that calculating total time wasted reveals true cost of slow deciding. The execution time trade-off shows that every hour deliberating is hour not executing. That action creates information, thinking cannot. That doing reveals what analyzing never will. That execution time is more valuable than deliberation time. And that trading action for analysis usually loses value. The wrong decision recovery means most wrong choices are reversible. That fast wrong decisions enable quick correction. That learning happens through doing, not deliberating. That iteration beats prolonged planning. That course correction is faster than perfect planning. And that treating decisions as experiments enables speed. The reversibility reality demonstrates that very few decisions are truly irreversible. That most choices can be changed if wrong. That fear of wrong choice is usually irrational. That reversible decisions should be made quickly. And that distinguishing reversible from irreversible enables appropriate speed. The deliberation diminishing returns shows first analysis provides most value. That additional deliberation adds minimal improvement. That perfectionism in decision-making wastes time. That good enough decided quickly beats perfect decided slowly. That recognizing when enough analysis is enough saves massive time. And that most decisions don't improve after sufficient threshold. The information sufficiency principle means that most decisions need sufficient, not perfect information. That 70% information is usually adequate. That waiting for complete information wastes time. That diminishing returns apply to information gathering, and that acting on sufficient data beats waiting for complete. The speed priority principle means treating decision speed as critical success factor, valuing time as irreplaceable resource, prioritizing rapid action over perfect planning, understanding that slow correct often loses to fast approximate, making speed non-negotiable, and recognizing that velocity creates competitive advantage. The competitive advantage reality shows that faster deciders win opportunities, that speed creates first-mover advantages, that while you deliberate, competitors act and win, that market rewards speed over perfection, and that decision velocity is competitive weapon. The perfectionism cost involves understanding that seeking perfect decision wastes time, that perfect is impossible and unnecessary, that perfectionism is form of procrastination, that good enough enables action, while perfect prevents it, and that perfectionism destroys more value than imperfection. The action value recognition means that taking action creates learning, that doing reveals information thinking cannot, that mistakes teach more than deliberation, that experience beats analysis, and that action orientation creates more value than analysis orientation. The time consciousness development involves becoming aware of time passing during decisions, calculating cost of delay explicitly, treating each day deciding as expensive, making time cost visible and explicit, and using time awareness to force speed. The speed urgency creation means treating every decision as time sensitive, recognizing that delay has real cost, creating artificial urgency when none exists naturally, using time pressure as decision forcing function, and understanding that urgency improves rather than impairs decisions. The implementation requires calculating real cost of your slow decisions, identifying how much time you waste on unnecessary deliberation, quantifying opportunity cost of delays, accepting that most wrong decisions are fixable but lost time is not, recognizing that slow decisions destroy more value than wrong ones usually, treating decision speed as competitive advantage, making time cost explicit and visible, using cost awareness as motivation for deciding quickly, and understanding that speed enables action and learning while slowness creates only analysis and paralysis. Slow decisions waste irreplaceable time. Quick decisions enable action, decide fast or lose everything. You understand now that time wasted deliberating is never recovered, that slow decisions often cost more than wrong ones, that opportunity cost compounds, that most decisions are reversible, that diminishing returns apply to analysis, that speed creates competitive advantage, and that Chapter 1 creates foundation by revealing true cost of slow decisions, making speed priority where time blindness made deliberation acceptable. Chapter 2. Use satisficing strategy choosing good enough instead of perfect. Using satisficing strategy by choosing good enough option instead of perfect one accelerates decisions because perfectionism wastes time without adding proportional value. The satisficing principle demonstrates that satisficing means selecting first adequate option, not seeking optimal. That good enough decided quickly beats perfect decided slowly. That perfectionism is form of procrastination disguised as thoroughness. That most decisions don't require optimization, and that satisficing enables speed maintaining acceptable quality. Most people waste time through seeking perfect option that doesn't exist, unable to accept good enough solutions, comparing endlessly trying to find best, not recognizing diminishing returns of continued search, believing every decision requires maximum effort, and treating satisficing as settling rather than rational strategy. Perfectionism wastes time. Good enough enables action. Satisfies quickly or perfect, never. Research by Herbert Simon demonstrates that satisficing is rational decision strategy, not settling for less. That maximizing attempts reduce satisfaction and waste time. That perfect is enemy of good in decisions. That satisficing enables action while maximizing causes paralysis. that successful people satisfice on most decisions, and that seeking optimal wastes time without improving outcomes proportionally. The satisficing versus maximizing distinction shows maximizers seek optimal choice through exhaustive search, wasting massive time. That satisficers select first adequate option, saving time. That maximizing causes paralysis and dissatisfaction. That satisficing enables speed and contentment. That most decisions benefit from satisficing, not maximizing, and that trying to maximize everything guarantees optimizing nothing. The criteria establishment means defining minimum acceptable standards before evaluating options. Accepting first option meeting criteria. Stopping search when good enough found. Not continuing analysis after adequate solution appears. Treating criteria satisfaction as sufficient for decision, and using predetermined standards to enable speed. The predetermined standards benefit shows that establishing criteria before searching prevents endless comparison. That clear minimums enable quick acceptance. That knowing good enough when you see it accelerates decisions. That criteria remove emotion from choice, and that predetermined standards prevent perfectionism. The 80-20 application shows most decisions need 80% solution, not 100. That additional 20% requires disproportionate time. That good enough quickly beats perfect eventually. That recognizing when 80% is sufficient saves massive time. That applying appropriate effort to decision importance prevents waste, and that not all decisions deserve equal investment. The decision categorization involves identifying truly important decisions requiring optimization, recognizing most decisions are reversible and don't need perfection, applying satisficing to routine and moderate decisions, reserving maximizing for rare critical choices, treating decision importance appropriately, and using different strategies for different decision types. The importance hierarchy means that life-changing irreversible decisions deserve optimization, that moderate decisions deserve satisficing, that routine decisions deserve minimal analysis, that treating all decisions equally wastes time, and that appropriate effort allocation maximizes overall outcomes. The perfectionism cost recognition involves understanding that seeking perfection wastes time, that perfect is impossible standard, that perfectionism prevents action, that good enough enables progress, that perfectionism is procrastination disguised, and that perfect eventually becomes never. The good enough definition means establishing what constitutes acceptable, knowing your minimum requirements, defining satisfactory clearly, using criteria to identify adequate, and treating good enough as rational, not settling. The search stopping rule involves accepting first option meeting criteria, stopping analysis when adequate found, not continuing search after satisfactory appears, treating additional search as waste, and using satisficing as explicit stopping rule. The maximizing trap recognition shows that trying to find best wastes time, that optimal is unknowable, that additional options create confusion, that more choice reduces satisfaction, and that endless search prevents decision. The satisfaction research demonstrates that satisficers report higher satisfaction than maximizers, that seeking optimal reduces enjoyment, that good enough chosen quickly creates better outcomes than perfect chosen slowly, that maximizers waste time and feel worse, and that satisficing is superior strategy. The time value understanding means recognizing that time spent seeking perfect has cost, that additional search time could be execution time, that perfectionism prevents starting, that good enough enables learning through doing, and that time is more valuable than marginal improvement. The implementation requires establishing clear minimum criteria before evaluating options, accepting first option meeting standards without additional search, stopping analysis when good enough appears, recognizing diminishing returns of continued search, applying satisficing to most decisions, saving massive time, reserving optimization for truly critical choices only, treating good enough as rational strategy, not settling, calculating time wasted, seeking perfect, using satisficing explicitly as decision rule, and understanding that perfectionism wastes time while satisficing enables speed and action. Perfectionism wastes time. Good enough enables action. Satisfice quickly or perfect, never. You understand now that satisficing is rational, not settling. That good enough, decided quickly, beats perfect, decided slowly. That perfectionism prevents action. That most decisions don't need optimization. That time spent seeking perfect is wasted. That satisficing enables speed. and that Chapter 2 provides strategy making quick decisions possible where perfectionism made endless search inevitable. Chapter 3. Set strict time limits for all decisions. Forcing speed. Setting strict time limits for all decisions forces speed, preventing endless deliberation, because deadlines create urgency that improves decision quality through focus. The deadline principle demonstrates that time constraints force decision, that deadlines prevent perfectionism paralysis, that limited time focuses evaluation on essentials, that artificial urgency enables action, that constraints improve rather than impair decisions, and that deadlines are forcing function for speed. Most people waste time through allowing unlimited time for decisions, not setting artificial constraints. Believing more time always improves outcomes, postponing decisions indefinitely, lacking urgency, forcing action, and treating deliberation time as free with no cost. Unlimited time creates endless analysis. Strict deadlines force decisions, set limits or waste time. Research on time constraints demonstrates that deadlines improve decision quality by preventing overthinking, that time pressure forces focus on important factors, that artificial urgency enables decisive action, that unlimited time encourages paralysis and perfectionism, that successful people set aggressive decision deadlines, and that constraints create better outcomes than unlimited time. The time limit setting means establishing specific time limit before evaluating options, committing to decide by deadline regardless of comfort level, making deadline non-negotiable, treating time constraint as absolute, using limited time to prevent overthinking, and creating artificial urgency when natural urgency absent. The deadline types include immediate decisions requiring minutes, routine decisions getting hours maximum, moderate decisions receiving days not weeks, important decisions allocated weeks not months, and treating time allocation as forcing function, preventing endless deliberation. The progressive deadline technique involves setting initial tight deadline for decision, gathering information within time limit only, forcing decision at deadline regardless of perceived readiness, never allowing open-ended analysis, using deadlines systematically for all decisions, and treating deadline as non-negotiable commitment. The urgency benefit shows time pressure forces prioritization of important factors, that deadlines eliminate unnecessary deliberation, that urgency focuses mind on decision, that constraints prevent analysis paralysis, that artificial pressure enables action, and that urgency improves rather than impairs quality. The focus effect means that limited time forces attention to essentials, that deadline pressure eliminates trivial considerations, that urgency creates clarity about what matters, that time constraints prevent overthinking minor factors, and that pressure improves signal-to-noise ratio. The Parkinson's law application shows work expands to fill time available, that analysis will continue as long as allowed, that limiting time forces efficiency, that tight deadlines prevent gold-plating and overthinking, that constraints create better outcomes, and that unlimited time guarantees waste. The decision time allocation means routine decisions get 5 to 15 minutes maximum, moderate decisions get 1 to 4 hours, important decisions get 1 to 3 days, critical rare decisions get 1 week maximum, and treating time allocation as forcing function. The public commitment means announcing decision deadline to others, creating social accountability for deciding, using external pressure as tool, making backing out embarrassing, leveraging commitment device, and treating public deadline as binding. The deadline enforcement involves treating deadline as absolute, not flexible, deciding at deadline regardless of comfort, accepting decision with available information, not extending deadline, following through on commitment, and using discipline to honor deadline. The information gathering constraint shows that deadline limits information gathering, preventing endless research, that forcing information collection within time limit improves efficiency, that unlimited research time wastes time, that sufficient information within deadline enables decision, and that perfect information is impossible and unnecessary. The comfort override means deciding at deadline despite not feeling ready, accepting that more time won't improve decision proportionally, acting despite wanting more information, following through despite discomfort, and treating deadline as forcing commitment. The speed training benefit shows that systematic deadline use builds decision speed capacity, that practicing time-constrained deciding improves velocity, that deadlines train quick decision muscle, that consistent time limits create speed habit, and that deadline discipline builds overall decisiveness. The artificial urgency creation involves setting deadlines even when none exist naturally, creating time pressure deliberately, using self-imposed constraints, treating non-urgent decisions as urgent, and understanding that artificial urgency improves decisions. The implementation requires establishing decision deadline before beginning analysis, making deadline commitment non-negotiable, gathering information with time limit, forcing decision at deadline regardless of comfort, accepting that sufficient information beats perfect, using deadlines systematically for all significant decisions, preventing time waste, treating deadline as absolute, announcing deadline publicly for accountability, deciding despite wanting more time, and understanding that strict time limits force speed and improve decisions. Unlimited time creates endless analysis. Strict deadlines force decisions, set limits, or waste time. You understand now that time constraints force decisions, that deadlines prevent paralysis, that urgency improves focus, that unlimited time wastes time, that Parkinson's law applies to decisions, that deadlines are forcing function, and that Chapter 3 provides method-making quick decisions, possible where unlimited time made endless deliberation inevitable. Chapter 4. Trust your gut when analysis produces no clear answer. Trusting your gut when analysis produces no clear answer accelerates decisions because intuition processes information rational analysis cannot access. The intuition principle demonstrates that gut feelings incorporate vast experience, that intuition is rapid pattern recognition, that when analysis is unclear, intuition guides, that overthinking impairs rather than improves some decisions, that trusting gut enables speed, and that intuition is valid decision input, not irrational impulse. Most people waste time through continuing analysis when gut already knows answer, not trusting intuition. Believing only conscious rational analysis produces good decisions, overthinking past point where intuition is superior, lacking trust in non-analytical knowing, and dismissing gut feelings as irrational. Analysis without clarity wastes time. Intuition enables speed. Trust gut or overthink endlessly. Research on intuition demonstrates that expert intuition is reliable rapid pattern recognition, that gut feelings incorporate unconscious information processing, that intuition handles complexity conscious mind cannot, that deliberate analysis sometimes impairs decision quality, that successful people trust intuition extensively, and that intuition improves with domain experience. The analysis limit recognition means identifying when continued analysis adds no value, noticing when rational evaluation produces no clear winner, recognizing analysis paralysis setting in, understanding when more thinking won't help, treating analysis limit as signal to trust gut, and accepting that not all decisions can be made purely rationally. The analysis paralysis signs include continuing to analyze without progress, feeling stuck despite more information, experiencing confusion increasing with analysis, noticing that additional thinking creates no clarity, and recognizing when rational evaluation has reached limit. The intuition development involves building domain expertise, enabling pattern recognition, paying attention to gut feelings, validating intuition against outcomes over time, recognizing when intuition is reliable, trusting pattern recognition from experience, and treating intuition as skill that improves with practice. The expert intuition reality shows that experienced people have reliable gut feelings, that expertise enables rapid, accurate intuition, that pattern recognition from experience is trustworthy, that domain knowledge creates intuitive capacity, and that trusting expert intuition is rational, not impulsive. The overthinking danger shows excessive analysis impairs decision quality, that conscious deliberation cannot handle full complexity, that overthinking introduces doubt, undermining intuition, that analysis paralysis prevents trusting gut, that recognizing when to stop thinking and trust feelings saves time, and that analytical overthinking often produces worse decisions. The gut signal recognition means noticing immediate reactions to options, paying attention to physical sensations, recognizing when something feels right despite unclear analysis, trusting subtle knowing, treating gut as valid decision input, and understanding that feelings provide information. The physical sensation attention involves noticing tension or ease in body, recognizing energy increase or decrease, paying attention to stomach feelings, observing physical comfort or discomfort, and treating physical sensations as decision data. The immediate reaction notice means observing first response to options, paying attention to initial feeling, recognizing gut reaction before analysis, trusting immediate sense, and understanding that first impression often correct. The intuition validation practice shows tracking gut feeling decisions, comparing intuition to outcomes, building confidence through validation, recognizing when intuition was right, learning to trust gut through experience, and treating validation as intuition training. The domain specificity means recognizing intuition is reliable in areas of expertise, understanding that gut feelings in unfamiliar domains less trustworthy, trusting intuition within experience, being cautious outside expertise, and treating domain knowledge as intuition prerequisite. The rational intuition integration involves using analysis to narrow options, trusting gut to choose among finalists, combining rational and intuitive approaches, using analysis for structure and intuition for selection, and treating both as complementary not contradictory. The time-saving benefit shows that trusting gut when analysis unclear saves massive time, that accepting intuitive choice prevents endless deliberation, that gut feelings enable quick decision, that intuition provides answer when analysis cannot, and that trusting intuition prevents analysis paralysis. The implementation requires recognizing when analysis produces no clear answer, trusting gut feeling at that point, acting on intuition when prolonged analysis provides no additional clarity, building confidence in intuition through validation and experience, stopping analysis when gut already knows, using intuition as tiebreaker saving time, paying attention to physical sensations and immediate reactions, validating gut decisions against outcomes, developing intuition through domain expertise, and understanding that trusting gut when analysis is unclear enables speed where continued overthinking wastes time. Analysis without clarity wastes time. Intuition enables speed. Trust gut or overthink endlessly. You understand now that intuition processes information rational analysis cannot, that gut feelings incorporate experience, that overthinking impairs some decisions, that expert intuition is reliable, that trusting gut when analysis is unclear saves time, that intuition is valid input, and that Chapter 4 provides method-making quick decisions possible where analytical overthinking made endless deliberation inevitable. Chapter 5. Make most decisions reversible, enabling speed without risk-making. Most decisions reversible enables speed without unacceptable risk, because changeable choices don't require perfection. The reversibility principle demonstrates that majority of decisions can be reversed if wrong, that reversible decisions should be made quickly, that treating reversible as irreversible wastes time, that recognizing changeability enables speed, that reversibility removes excuse for slow deliberation, and that most fear about decisions is irrational given reversibility. Most people waste time through treating every choice as permanent, not distinguishing reversible from irreversible, seeking perfection for easily corrected decisions, being paralyzed by fear of changeable choices, lacking framework for decision categorization, and assuming all decisions are permanent when most are not. Reversible decisions don't need perfection. Speed on changeable choices wins. Decide quickly or waste time. Research demonstrates that most business and life decisions are reversible, that irreversible decisions are rare and identifiable, that speed on reversible decisions creates competitive advantage, that perfectionism on changeable choices wastes massive time, that successful people move very fast on reversible decisions, and that distinguishing decision types enables appropriate speed. The reversibility categorization means identifying truly irreversible decisions requiring careful consideration, recognizing that most decisions are changeable, distinguishing permanent from temporary choices, applying appropriate decision speed to each category, moving very quickly on reversible decisions, and using reversibility as speed justification. The truly irreversible examples include marriage and having children, permanent body modifications, selling irreplaceable assets, burning bridges in key relationships, and few other truly permanent choices requiring extensive analysis and careful consideration. The mostly reversible examples show that most career moves are changeable, that business decisions can be adjusted, that purchases can be returned or resold, that relationships can be modified, that vast majority of choices are reversible, and that Treating reversible as irreversible wastes time. The two-way door principle shows one-way doors are irreversible, needing careful consideration and slow decision. That two-way doors are reversible and should be decided very quickly. That most decisions are two-way doors. That treating two-way like one-way wastes massive time. That using door metaphor enables speed, and that recognizing door type determines appropriate speed. The Jeff Bezos framework demonstrates that Amazon moves very fast on two-way door decisions. That one-way doors get careful consideration. That treating all decisions as one-way doors slows organization. That speed on reversible decisions creates advantage, and that door framework enables velocity. The course correction approach involves making quick decision on reversible choices, monitoring outcomes closely, correcting rapidly if decision proves wrong, iterating toward better solution, treating decisions as experiments when reversible, and understanding that fast, wrong, correctable beats slow, perfect. The experiment mindset means treating reversible decisions as tests, approaching choices as experiments, being willing to change if wrong, viewing decisions as hypotheses, and understanding that experimentation requires speed. The monitoring requirement shows that quick decisions require outcome monitoring, that tracking results enables course correction, that attention to outcomes allows rapid adjustment, that monitoring makes reversibility practical, and that fast decision plus monitoring beats slow, perfect decision. The correction speed importance means that recognizing wrong quickly enables fast correction, that course correction prevents compounding errors, that rapid adjustment limits damage, that speed in changing wrong decisions matters, and that ability to reverse quickly justifies initial speed. The speed justification means reversible decisions don't need perfection, that changeable choices can be corrected quickly, that wrong but reversible beats paralyzed, that speed enables testing and learning, that treating reversibility as license for speed is rational, and that most decisions deserve speed, not deliberation. The fear, irrationality, recognition involves understanding that fear of wrong choice is usually irrational, given reversibility. That permanence fear keeps people slow, that recognizing changeability reduces fear, that most feared outcomes are reversible, and that fear of reversible decisions wastes time. The opportunity cost of slow, reversible decisions shows that deliberating on changeable choices wastes time, that perfectionism on reversible decisions prevents action, that slow decisions on changeable choices have massive opportunity cost, that time wasted on reversible decisions compounds, and that speed on reversible choices creates advantage. The implementation requires categorizing decisions as reversible or irreversible before analysis, moving very quickly on reversible decisions without extensive deliberation, accepting that wrong but correctable beats paralyzed, monitoring outcomes closely for needed corrections, correcting rapidly when decisions prove wrong, using reversibility to justify speed, treating vast majority of decisions as reversible, recognizing truly irreversible decisions requiring care, understanding that most feared outcomes are changeable, and knowing that speed on reversible decisions saves massive time. Reversible decisions don't need perfection. Speed on changeable choices wins. Decide quickly or waste time. You understand now that most decisions are reversible, that changeable choices should be made quickly, that treating reversible as irreversible wastes time, that course correction is practical, that reversibility justifies speed, that fear of reversible decisions is irrational, and that Chapter 5 provides framework, making quick decisions possible, where treating everything as permanent made slow deliberation seem necessary. Chapter 6. Use decision frameworks, eliminating need for fresh analysis. Each time using decision frameworks eliminates need for fresh analysis. Each time accelerating recurring decisions, because predetermined rules enable instant choices. The framework principle demonstrates that predetermined decision rules enable rapid choices, that frameworks remove emotional deliberation from process, that systematic protocols prevent analysis paralysis, that pre-established criteria make decisions automatic, that frameworks enable speed and consistency, and that successful people use frameworks extensively. Most people waste time through treating every choice as requiring fresh analysis from scratch, not establishing decision protocols in advance, making emotional rather than systematic decisions, reinventing decision process each time, lacking predetermined criteria and rules. and refusing to systematize recurring decisions. Fresh analysis every time wastes time. Frameworks enable instant decisions. Use systems or deliberate endlessly. Research demonstrates that frameworks dramatically increase decision speed, that systematic protocols improve decision consistency, that predetermined rules reduce cognitive load, enabling speed, that decision frameworks enable quick action, that successful people use decision frameworks extensively, and that framework use is competitive advantage. The framework types include if-then decision rules for common situations, elimination criteria for rapid filtering, scoring systems for complex choices, decision trees for sequential evaluation, heuristics for fast approximate decisions, and predetermined protocols for recurring situations. The if-then protocol means establishing if this condition then this action rules, creating automatic responses to predictable situations, removing deliberation from routine decisions, programming decisions in advance, treating if-then rules as binding commitments, and using conditional logic for speed. The if-then examples show if price below threshold, then buy immediately. If candidate lacks requirement, then reject without interview. If opportunity meets criteria, then say yes. If project exceeds budget, then decline, and treating if-then as automatic. The elimination framework involves establishing non-negotiable requirements, immediately rejecting options failing criteria, using knockout factors for rapid filtering, reducing options to viable few quickly, making yes-no decisions simple and fast, and using elimination to prevent analysis of unsuitable options. The elimination criteria examples include minimum qualifications for hiring, deal-breaker factors for purchases, non-negotiable requirements for partnerships, knockout factors for opportunities, and treating elimination as first filter. The scoring system application shows assigning importance weights to decision factors, scoring options on each criterion systematically, calculating total scores, letting numbers guide decision, removing emotion from complex choices, and using quantification for objectivity. The decision tree application means mapping decisions as sequential branches, following logical path based on answers, letting structure guide to conclusion, using visual framework for clarity, treating complex decisions systematically through structure, and following predetermined logic. The heuristic development involves creating simple rules for common decisions, using mental shortcuts appropriately, developing experience-based guidelines, applying quick approximations where exact analysis unnecessary, trusting efficient decision rules, and treating heuristics as time savers. The heuristic examples show default to action over analysis. Choose reversible quickly, satisfice on routine decisions, trust gut when analysis unclear, and using simple rules for speed. The framework documentation requires writing decision protocols explicitly, creating checklists for complex choices, establishing standard operating procedures, making frameworks accessible and usable, documenting rules clearly, and treating documentation as framework prerequisite. The framework refinement involves updating frameworks based on outcomes, improving rules through experience, adjusting criteria as needed, treating frameworks as living documents, learning from framework failures, and continuously improving decision systems. The recurring decision identification means recognizing which decisions repeat, identifying patterns in choice types, categorizing decision categories, understanding which choices benefit from frameworks, and creating systems for recurring situations. The cognitive load reduction shows that frameworks reduce decision fatigue, that predetermined rules save mental energy, that systematic protocols prevent exhaustion, that frameworks enable more decisions, and that reducing load through systems enables speed. The consistency benefit demonstrates that frameworks create consistent decisions, that systematic protocols prevent emotional variance, that frameworks ensure quality standards, that consistency builds trust, and that systematic approaches produce reliable outcomes. The implementation requires identifying recurring decision types, creating specific frameworks for each type, establishing clear criteria and rules, documenting decision protocols explicitly, using frameworks consistently, without exception, refining frameworks based on outcomes, treating framework development as investment, applying frameworks to eliminate repeated analysis, using systematic protocols for recurring choices, and understanding that frameworks eliminate need for fresh analysis, saving massive time. Fresh analysis every time wastes time. Frameworks enable instant decisions, use systems or deliberate endlessly. You understand now that frameworks eliminate repeated analysis, that systematic protocols enable instant choices, that predetermined rules save massive time, that recurring decisions benefit from frameworks, that successful people systematize decisions, that frameworks reduce cognitive load, and that Chapter 6 provides systems making quick decisions possible, where treating every choice as unique made endless fresh analysis inevitable. Chapter 7. Practice quick decisions daily, building speed as skill. Practicing quick decisions daily builds speed as trainable skill, because decision velocity improves through deliberate practice. The practice principle demonstrates that decision speed is skill, not fixed personality trait. That quick deciding improves with systematic practice. That daily practice builds speed capacity. That training decision velocity creates automatic speed. That treating speed as trainable enables development. And that, like any skill decision, speed requires consistent practice. Most people remain slow through believing decision speed is unchangeable, fixed trait, not practicing quick, deciding deliberately, avoiding time pressure situations, never training speed systematically, treating slow deliberation as unchangeable personality characteristic, and missing that speed is trainable capacity. Decision speed is trainable skill. Daily practice builds velocity. Train systematically or stay slow. Research demonstrates that decision speed is trainable capacity, not fixed trait. That deliberate practice improves velocity. That people who practice quick deciding become measurably faster. That speed training transfers across decision domains. That systematic practice creates lasting speed improvement, and that velocity is skill, requiring practice like any other. The daily practice protocol involves making small decisions quickly each day, setting aggressive time limits for routine choices, practicing speed on low-stakes decisions, building quick decision muscle through repetition, treating daily practice as speed training, and using everyday choices as training opportunities. The low-stakes practice shows using routine decisions for speed training, practicing quick choosing on unimportant matters, building speed confidence through small decisions, transferring speed to larger choices over time, treating small decisions as training ground, and understanding that practice on small prepares for large. The routine decision examples include what to eat, decided in under 1 minute, what to wear chosen in 2 minutes, meeting times set instantly, email responses within minutes, small purchases decided immediately, and treating routine as speed practice. The progressive training means starting with easy, quick decisions, building confidence, gradually increasing decision difficulty, building speed on simple before, tackling complex, expanding quick decision capacity systematically, treating speed development as progressive skill building, and advancing difficulty as speed improves. The difficulty progression shows beginning with trivial choices, advancing to routine decisions, progressing to moderate choices, eventually handling important decisions quickly, and treating progression as systematic. The time pressure exposure involves deliberately deciding under time constraints, practicing with artificial deadlines, building comfort with speed and pressure, reducing decision time progressively, using pressure as training tool, and exposing yourself to time constraints systematically. The pressure tolerance building shows that practicing under time pressure builds capacity, that exposure to constraints increases comfort, that systematic pressure training improves performance, that time pressure becomes normal through practice, and that tolerance is trainable. The speed tracking means measuring decision time, recording how long choices take, celebrating speed improvements, building faster decision streak, treating speed as measurable capacity, and using metrics to drive improvement. The measurement benefit demonstrates that tracking decision time creates awareness. That measurement drives improvement, that celebrating speed progress reinforces skill, that metrics make speed concrete, and that what gets measured gets improved. The speed celebration involves recognizing quick decision victories, celebrating fast choices, rewarding decision velocity, treating speed as achievement, building positive association with rapid deciding, and reinforcing quick decision habit. The confidence building shows that successful quick decisions build confidence, that speed success transfers to future decisions, that confidence enables more speed, that positive experiences reinforce velocity, and that confidence and speed reinforce each other. The transfer effect means that speed practiced on small decisions transfers to large, that velocity in one domain improves speed in others, that quick decision skill generalizes, that practice creates overall decisiveness, and that training transfers broadly. The habit formation involves making quick deciding automatic, building speed as default response, creating rapid choice habit, treating speed as normal, making velocity habitual through consistency, and automating quick decision behavior. The consistency requirement shows that daily practice is essential. That sporadic practice produces no improvement, that consistent training builds lasting skill, that regular practice creates habit, and that systematic daily practice is non-negotiable. The implementation requires committing to daily quick decision practice, setting aggressive time limits for routine choices, practicing speed on small decisions consistently, tracking decision velocity and improvements, celebrating speed progress, building quick decision capacity systematically through progressive practice, exposing yourself to time pressure deliberately, transferring speed from small to large decisions, making quick deciding habitual, treating speed as trainable skill, requiring daily deliberate practice, and understanding that systematic practice builds decision velocity, making quick choices possible, where believing speed is fixed trait, made slow deliberation inevitable. You have learned how to stop losing time and master quick decisions. Recognize that slow decisions cost more than wrong decisions. Use satisficing strategy, choosing good enough over perfect. Set strict time limits for all decisions. Trust your gut when analysis produces no clarity. Make most decisions reversible, enabling speed. Use decision frameworks, eliminating repeated analysis. Practice quick decisions daily, building speed as skill. What matters now is implementing speed training, starting immediately. 5. Implementation priorities. Calculate real-time cost of slow decisions. Establish satisficing criteria for most choices. Set aggressive time limits for all decisions. Categorize decisions as reversible or irreversible. Practice quick deciding on small choices daily. Execute these systematically. Build decision velocity and master quick decisions. Stop losing time and start mastering quick decisions. Stop overthinking and start deciding rapidly. Implement speed frameworks. Embrace satisficing over perfection. Trust sufficient information. Set decision deadlines and master quick decision-making, stopping time waste that slow deliberation guarantees through commitment, starting now.